us now Donald Lane, former Secret Service agent for Bush Sr. and Clinton. Thank you for being here and welcome. Let's start with this latest jail employee who has been taken into custody and is now accused of shutting off the water, allowing them to break through that wall where the toilet was. This was a maintenance worker. My first question goes to the kind of background checks these people go through in order to get a job like that in a place that is less than desirable, to say the least.
Good morning, Marty. Good to see you. Yeah, you start there. Who are they hiring? Why are they hiring folks who would be inclined to do things like this? Right now, there's a massive shortage around the nation for jail workers, these types of workers. Not a desirable necessarily job in the criminal justice system. So you start there, but still just extraordinary. Of course. I kind of knew from the beginning you had to have insiders involved. I don't think this will be the last one, unfortunately.
And the second question comes to redundancies. So, okay, if you've got cracks in the system, you've got a maintenance worker who allegedly is going to let these guys help them escape. What's the redundancy, right? What's the plan B to prevent something like this from happening? The cameras. I mean, the fact that they were able to get a 7-8 hour head start is quite troubling.
Oh, it's just totally preposterous. I mean, there have to be checks and balances with any one job that a person has. And here, this was a colossal breakdown in those types of things, redundancy, backups, supervisors checking to make sure employees are doing their jobs. That's why I say it wouldn't be surprising to me if there are more personnel actively involved, not just malfeasance, but actively involved in the escape that work there, because there are so many things that were missed. I mean, you have folks, sawing through rebar, you have, toilets being ripped out, doors being jimmied off their tracks, things that attract a lot of attention and make a lot of noise. The fact that this wasn't caught. And then after the escape, as you rightly said, some 7 to 8 hours before we even know these folks are gone, it's just a colossal breakdown all the way around.
The problem, Donald, is it's not the first time and it's not going to be the last. How do these things get fixed?
They get fixed with accountability, and that's the bottom line. You have to have somebody step in that is actually in charge. Let's stop with the passing of the buck here and the excuses, and let's get down to saying, okay, if I know that I'm in charge of a system and it's that flawed, then I have to immediately pick up the phone and do something drastic. Call the governor and say, look, I can't move forward here. I'm going to have to put everybody on lockdown until I get more personnel or more resources. But, it's going to take somebody stepping up and being the final say. Some accountability and some leadership, I think, is what we need here.
Yep. And all the way to the top, it does go up to the state level to try to make sure that those redundancies are in place. Let's talk about the 6 that are still on the run. I just read through the rap sheet and some of the things that they are convicted of, attempted murder in a number of cases. How does this investigation get handled to keep the public safe? Because the longer they're out, the more desperate they become.
Yeah, I mean, these are some really dangerous folks. I mean, anybody who escapes from jail is going to be potentially dangerous. But with some of the background that these folks have, you really need to be careful. So, the public needs to remain on alert. If you see something, say something. That's always the case. We want to tell the public to continue to do that. And then between the state, local, and federal law enforcement, they're having briefings on an hourly basis. They're checking known associates, criminal associates, family, which is likely are helping these folks. And then you have the marshals, fugitive apprehension teams, which are the best at what they do. They're involved here. So, there's going to be continue to be a large law enforcement response to it. However, I do believe the public really needs to be on alert here. And if you see something unusual, you see somebody lurking that you wouldn't ordinarily see in an area, pick up the phone and call the police. Better safe than sorry.
Yeah. My final question is just internally within these facilities. Okay, they're understaffed, they don't have enough resources, but how about updating surveillance or just ability to intel communications within the facility? Is that something that is being focused on enough?
No, absolutely not. A basic program on the back end of a camera, for instance, on that loading dock, to alert someone to the fact that there's movement there during times when there should be no movement, would have alerted someone that there was movement back there, not just some movement, 10 individuals running from the jail. So no, technology needs to be brought to bear here, and they need to get it in as quickly as possible to help avert these things.
At the very least, Ring camera technology. So many people have it on their front door. We need something at least that good on our jails. Thanks, Donald. Good to see you.
You bet. Always great to see you.
Okay, coming up, a heated moment on the